There are things happening in your life that prayer by itself has not been able to stop. You have fasted, you have cried, you have changed churches, and you have cut off certain people. But the attack keeps coming back. Your money seems to disappear for no reason. Your sleep is taken from you by strange dreams, and you feel a heavy presence in your home that nobody can explain. You clean your house from top to bottom, but spiritually things still do not feel right. And that is because nobody told you that your kitchen holds a secret to your deliverance. And that's something as simple as eating this one thing once a week can send every curse back to where it came from. Flush out spirits of poverty and build a spiritual fort around your life against the wickedness of this world. The enemy is very clever. He does not always attack in obvious ways. Sometimes he hides in what you eat, in what you ignore, in what you forget to pray over. But today the truth is being exposed. Bitter leaves, cloves, and honey. 3 powerful creations that witches fear, demons run from, and the spiritual realm listens to when they are used in the right way. This is not just your ordinary herbal tea. This is a covenant drink, a weekly shield that blocks witchcraft, destroys poverty, curses, and seals your life with favor. You only need to drink it 1 time each week, just once. That is all it takes to change your atmosphere and protect your spiritual gates. The answer has been in your kitchen all this time, and today you are going to use it with knowledge and with power. You are not helpless, you are not cursed, you were simply not informed. But after this, you will walk in boldness, covered and unshakable. Bitter leaves are not just for food. They are a powerful symbol in the spirit world. Anything bitter in nature has the spiritual job of cleansing, flushing, and rejecting evil. Bitterness in your body often shows there is bitterness in your life. Long struggles, rejection, cycles of hardship, and family curses that have not been broken. When you boil and drink bitter leaves, you are spiritually commanding everything bitter in your life to be pulled out by the roots. You are declaring in the spirit, I will not carry suffering from my family line. I will not inherit hidden curses. I choose to be free. Bitter leaves wash away spiritual poisons hiding in your body. Things planted in your dreams, spoken in curses, or sent through envy. That bitterness flows out with the water as you drink, and in its place your life begins to open up. You will notice how your chest feels lighter. You will begin to sleep more deeply. The dreams that used to frighten you will start to fade away. Your spirit becomes too clean for evil spirits to live inside you. Even your physical health begins to get better because your spirit and your body are finally in agreement. Now, let us talk about cloves. Those small brown seeds you probably never knew were warriors in the spirit. In the natural world, cloves fight germs and viruses, but in the spiritual world, cloves destroy demonic contracts and silence watching spirits. They have a fiery frequency, one that pushes back darkness and burns through evil altars. When you put 7 cloves into that boiling pot with your bitter leaves, you are doing more than making a drink. You are starting a prophetic defense system. 7 is the number of spiritual completion. Cloves do not just cleanse. They block, they shield, and they bind. They lock the spiritual gates that witches use to get into your dreams and drain your blessings. They send confusion into the camp of your enemies. People who regularly take cloves in this spiritual remedy report how things start to change. They stop feeling like they are being watched. The constant problems break and strange sicknesses go away without any explanation. Together, bitter leaves and cloves make a spiritual firewall. They flush out the roots of your troubles and build a shield of protection. Witches hate this combination because it works. It is cheap, easy to find, and you do not need a prophet to make it work. All it needs is your mitity, obedience. And this is what many people miss. God hides powerful weapons in simple things, and only those who walk in spiritual wisdom find them. The leaves break the curses, the cloves bind the enemies, and your life begins to reset. If you have been dealing with problems that will not go away, losses you cannot explain, or being attacked at night, these are not just things that happen. They are signs that your spiritual gates have been broken into. But bitter leaves and cloves will clean and close those gates. This is the power of prophetic eating. When you eat with a purpose, you are not just feeding your body, you are feeding your spirit with protection, resistance, and divine fire. Now let us bring in the third divine ingredient, honey. When God wants to describe blessings, he talks about a land flowing with milk and honey. Honey is sweetness, favor, restoration, and healing. It makes bitterness soft. It draws wealth. It heals wounds. In spiritual warfare, honey is not just for taste. It is a magnet for God to step in. When you add honey to bitter leaves and cloves, you are not canceling the power of the bitter. You are sealing your cleansing with sweetness from heaven. You are declaring, my life will not be bitter any longer. My hands will attract wealth. My path will be easy. Honey speaks for you in the spirit world. It says this person has suffered enough. Let sweetness come back to them. When used the right way, it changes the atmosphere around you. You will start to notice people treating you differently. You will attract favor in places where you were once turned away. Even your energy will change. People who want to bless you, open doors for you, help you for no reason. That is what honey does when you add it in obedience to bitter leaves and cloves. It finishes the transformation. Now, here is exactly how to make and take this prophetic remedy. Get a handful of fresh or dried bitter leaves. You can use African bitter leaf, dandelion greens, or even neem leaves if that is what you can find where you live. Add 7 whole cloves to the pot. Do not crush them. They need to be whole for their spiritual structure to stay complete. Pour clean water over them and bring everything to a boil for 10 to 15 minutes. As it boils, do not be quiet. Start to speak over it. Say things like, Lord, use this to flush out every spiritual poison inside me. Let every curse break. Let every witchcraft yoke be uprooted. Stir it with faith. When the boiling is done, pour the liquid into a clean cup and let it cool a little. Then add 1 tablespoon of raw natural honey. Stir gently and speak again. Let this sweetness cover every bitterness in my life. Let my destiny be restored. Let blessings find me. You do not drink this in a random way. You drink it on days that are spiritually sensitive. Friday nights or Sunday mornings. Friday night is when the week is ending and spiritual gates are changing. Sunday morning is when a new week is starting and divine instruction flows. Choose the one that feels right to your spirit. You can drink it early in the morning before you talk to anyone, or at night before you go to bed. When you hold the cup, pause, put your hand over it and pray one more time. As I drink this, let my life reject every curse. Let my body flush out every poison, and let my path attract divine sweetness. Then drink it slowly. Feel it go down. Let it touch your spirit and know that something has already changed. Doing this 1 time a week is enough. It is not the repeating that matters. It is the intention and the obedience. It is the act of lining up your spirit, your body, and your voice with heaven's order. The ingredients are simple, but the power they carry is heavy. This is not just a tea for wellness. This is spiritual warfare in a cup. It is activation in your hands. And 1 time a week is all it takes to keep your spiritual gates safe, your atmosphere clean, and your blessings flowing. When you start doing this every week, you will begin to see that the atmosphere around you starts to change. What once felt heavy, dark, or confusing will slowly begin to clear. If you have been waking up tired even after sleeping all night, you will begin to feel lighter. If your dreams have been full of snakes, shadows, or running with no purpose, those bad dreams will start to fade. This is not your imagination. It is the effect of a spiritual detox. The bitter leaves flush out the poisons that witches plant in your spirit through dreams and cause food. The cloves bind every watching spirit that has been hovering over your life. And the honey pulls divine light into your space. People who do this do not just feel the change, they live it. Doors that were mysteriously closed begin to open without you forcing them. Helpers appear. Money stops disappearing for no reason. Your plans begin to work because the invisible hands holding back your progress have been cut off at the root. The strangest thing is that people around you will start to Notice before you do, you will hear them say you look different, or your energy feels peaceful. Some people will become uncomfortable around you and stay away, and that is not a bad thing. It is spiritual rejection. The darkness in them can no longer live near the light in you. This weekly, spiritual remedy does more than clean your inner self. It changes your spiritual aura. Your spiritual scent changes from an easy target to someone who is divinely protected. And in the spirit world, scent is everything. Demons are drawn to spiritual dirt. But when you keep your spiritual body clean, you become invisible to their radar. You confuse your enemies. You break their compass. They will try to attack, but they will not find you. You will walk into rooms where the atmosphere once fought you, and suddenly you will be welcomed. That is not luck. That is the result of steady spiritual cleaning and divine activation. Many people carry spiritual poisons from their family line without knowing it. Generational poverty is not just about money. It is about spiritual contracts, ancestral spirits, covenants made without you knowing, and altars you did not build can still speak against your life until they are silenced. This remedy taken once a week becomes your way of saying, I reject every covenant I did not make. I break every chain I did not sign for. I clean myself from every spiritual inheritance that does not help my destiny. That is why results start to temperate. Show when you stay consistent. It is not about drinking something special or costly. It is about obeying divine instruction, using what God already put in nature. He hides power in simple things: leaves, seeds, honey, and those who are wise enough to use them rise above invisible limits. The reason why witches use herbs, there is a reason they use cloves and bitter things in their rituals. But when good people rise up and take back what God made, the power changes hands. The same herbs they used to hurt you can now be used to heal and protect you. The same leaves they used to bury, destinies now become your deliverance. The only difference is your intention. They use it to destroy, you use it to cleanse. They use it to bind, you use it to break free. That is why this is more than a drink. It is a weekly altar, a moment of getting in line, a declaration of authority over your life. And when done regularly, you become too expensive for witchcraft to touch. You become a moving altar. Wherever you walk, evil turns away. One thing you will also notice is that unexpected money begins to appear. Not magic money, but money that was delayed, blocked, or hidden suddenly finds its way to you. This happens because poverty is spiritual before it is physical. And when you clean yourself every week, you remove the spiritual gatekeepers that have been blocking your financial destiny. You may get a call about an opportunity you had forgotten. Someone may decide to pay you what they owe. You may suddenly find the courage to apply for something you were afraid of. These are not just chances. They are signs that the spiritual cobwebs have been swept away, that the voice of lack has been silenced, that the chains holding you back have been broken at the root. Above all, your peace will come back. You will begin to smile again for no reason. You will sleep soundly without waking up to fight invisible forces. You will walk into your home and feel light, not pressure. This is what divine covering feels like. It is not loud, it is not dramatic, but it is steady, powerful, and unshakable. It is the quiet confidence of knowing that no matter what is happening in the world, your house is covered, your destiny is protected, and your spirit is anchored. This is the kind of protection and freedom that comes from something as simple as drinking bitter leaves, cloves, and honey just one time a week with faith and purpose. When you begin to understand how deeply spiritual life is, even the way you eat will change. God never meant for us to live without knowing spiritual laws. He put power in everything he created. And the enemy's goal has always been to blind us from that truth. That is why witches use herbs, roots, powders, and oils, not because they made them, but because they know their power when activated spiritually. What they do not want you to know is that those same herbs, when used for good, carry a greater power, one that no evil can overcome. the bitter leaves in your kitchen, the cloves sitting unused in your cabinet, and the honey that has been collecting dust in your pantry were never just food. They were weapons. They were healing tools. They were spiritual shields waiting for you to activate them. And the moment you use them with understanding, everything begins to fall into place. You do not need to spend thousands to be free. You just need wisdom, obedience, and consistency. This is why many people suffer while their answers are right in front of them. God will not always speak with thunder and lightning. Sometimes he speaks through simple things. He lets you find a video like this, not by accident, but because he's tired of seeing you suffer in silence. He's showing you that deliverance does not always look like a dramatic church service. It can look like boiling leaves in your kitchen, speaking life over water, and choosing one day a week to clean your spiritual gates. This is not superstition. This is spiritual intelligence. And once you begin to walk in it, you will start seeing life from a different place. You will understand why the enemy attacked your health, your clarity, your appetite, your sleep. It is because he knew if you ever started taking care of your spiritual body, he will lose his access. But that access ends now because your awareness has started and your healing is moving. The world teaches us to depend on pills and more pills, but very few teach us that the greatest pharmacy exists in nature. God gave us everything we need. Bitter for cleansing, spice for warfare, sweetness for restoration. This is divine order. And if you follow it, you will begin to see that what you thought was just food is actually a voice, a covenant, a declaration. Bitter leaves speak bitterness out of your life. Cloves declare judgment on every evil watcher. Honey calls in abundance and peace. And when you bring them together with purpose, you begin to walk in a level of spiritual power that no enemy can stand against. This is how you take your life back. Not with fear, but with understanding. There is something holy about doing this every week. It is not about how many times you drink it. It is about the promise to keep yourself spiritually clean. Once a week is your reset. Once a week is your altar. Once a week is your spiritual maintenance. In the way people wash their bodies, brush their teeth, and clean their houses, your spirit must also be cleaned on a regular basis. Otherwise, it becomes a place where causes confusion and delay can grow. That is why this once a week remedy works. It does not just heal, it prevents, it protects, it warns evil spirits. This house is covered. This body cannot be touched. This destiny is marked. And every time you obey, heaven supports you. You do not need to explain this to everyone. Some will not understand it, and that is fine. Spiritual things are understood by the Spirit. Just remember that this journey is your own. This covenant is between you and God. This drink is not just tea. It is your sword, your covering, your divine key. Keep it holy. Treat it with respect. And most importantly, be consistent. The enemy depends on you forgetting. He grows strong on your spiritual laziness. But once you decide to stay armed, week after week, you will see that the attacks become less, the dreams become clearer, and the peace you have been crying for finally arrives. That is the power of obedience. Now that you know the truth, now that you have received the revelation, it is time to open your mouth and activate your authority. You cannot stay silent while witches chant. You cannot be quiet while evil altars speak curses into your life. You have the power, but it must be spoken out loud. Repeat this out loud right now with boldness. I declare that every bitter root of witchcraft in my life is uprooted and destroyed. I reject every spiritual poison in my bloodline. I flush out every curse hiding in my body, in my home, and in my environment. Say it like you mean it, because your words are weapons. Speak it again. I drink this with knowledge, with revelation, and with divine purpose. Let every witchcraft attack be reversed. Let every poverty spirit be thrown out. Let every demonic contract catch fire and be cancelled by the authority of heaven. You are not just repeating words, you are speaking into the spirit world. And the forces that have been harassing your life will recognize your voice and run away. Declare again, my house is covered, my destiny is preserved, my finances are released, my health is restored, my mind is protected, my spirit is aligned. Every gate that was left open is now shut and sealed by divine fire. Every evil observer watching my steps is struck with confusion. My dreams are now portals of prophecy, not playgrounds for the enemy. My sleep is sweet, my path is clear, my enemies fall into the traps they set for me. My life is hidden in the blood of the Lamb and sealed by divine obedience. Speak this over your president. Water. Speak it over your children. Speak it as you make your drink every week. This is not a ritual. It is spiritual alignment. And when heaven hears obedience, power is released. You do not need a prophet to lay hands on you. When you have revelation, the greatest breakthrough is when you learn to lay hands on your own cup, on your own head, and declare freedom for yourself. So right now, stretch your hand out and say this with boldness. By the power of divine instruction, I command every evil plantation in my body to be flushed out. I command every ancestral altar speaking poverty and delay to scatter by fire. I command my home to reject every evil visitation. I declare that bitter leaves cleanse me, cloves shield me, and honey restores me. I declare that Friday nights and Sunday mornings will become my gates of glory. I walk in divine timing. I drink with divine wisdom, and I activate my covenant of protection every single week. Do not think little of what you have just said. These declarations are fire in the spirit world. They chase away shadows. They open blocked gates. They set a standard the enemy cannot cross. And when you do this all the time, week after week, you will rise with a power that cannot be explained. The kind of power that does not shout, but things change when you walk into a room. The kind of power that keeps your enemies far away even when they smile at you. The kind of power that makes blessings find you because your spirit is finally clean. You are not just drinking a tea. You are taking a stand. You are building a spiritual wall. You are protecting your life without saying you are sorry. And every time you take that first sip, whisper this one thing. Let this enter my body and push out everything that is not of God. Let this cover my soul and rebuke every invisible attack. I am covered, I am favored, I am free. Do not keep this wisdom to yourself. Someone you love is suffering in silence, fighting spiritual attacks without knowing the cause, while the answer is already in their kitchen. Share this knowledge. Send it to your family group, your church sisters, your brothers overseas, your mother in the village, and even that quiet friend who always looks tired but never says anything. You never know whose life will be saved by one sip of divine instruction. Tell them that they do not need expensive candles or loud deliverance services to break curses. They just need bitter leaves, cloves, and honey used in obedience and wisdom one time a week. Tell them God already put the solution in their hands, and this is the time to activate it. So many are looking for breakthroughs in the wrong places, while divine healing is hidden in simple things. Joshua Selman, wisdom has revealed it. Now it is your turn to spread the light. You do not need to fear witchcraft anymore. You do not need to keep looking over your shoulder wondering who is against you. When you follow divine instructions like this, your enemies disqualify themselves. They may try, but they will fail. They may gather, but they will scatter. When you commit to drinking this once a week, you become a moving altar. You carry the presence of God with you. Your body becomes too clean for demons to live in. Your aura becomes too bright for darkness to come near. Your home becomes too hot for evil spirits to hide in, and your life begins to line up with favor, peace, and restoration. But you must stay consistent. Do not miss your weekly appointment with spiritual protection. The most dangerous thing in this world is a believer who has no idea what is attacking them. But the most powerful person is the one who wakes up, arms themselves with divine knowledge, and takes action. Today you have been given that knowledge. Now go and prepare your remedy. Boil your bitter leaves and cloves. Stir in your honey. Speak over it. Drink it. And watch as curses break, witchcraft fails, and doors that were shut for years begin to open. This is not a trend. This is not superstition. This is spiritual wisdom passed down, tested, and now given back to those who are ready to walk in divine protection. And when you begin to see results, when the heaviness lifts, when money stops vanishing, when your sleep becomes peaceful, come back here and tell your story. Let others know that the power of God still works through natural things. Let your testimony give someone else the courage to believe. And do not forget to subscribe to Joshua Selman Wisdom, where we do not just show the works of darkness, we give you the tools to fight back. Every video is made to wake up your spirit, arm your soul, and remind you that life is spiritual and the war is real. So watch, pray, and share.